Hey guys, today I am doing a little bit different of a video. What I'm gonna do is go over the books I read last month, and then I'm going to show a bookish haul, and then I'm gonna talk about my September TBR. So, in August, I read 4 books. I know there's only 3 here, but August isn't over yet, so I'm not quite done with my last read. But I will have read 4 books by the time August is over. So the first book I read in August was Obsido, and it was a reread, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I love this story so much. The characters are just awesome. The next book I tried to read was The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. I DNF'd it because it was so boring. It was the most boring book I've ever read, or tried to read. I didn't finish it, but I tried to read it. And then I tried, I did read this one, The Lost Book of the Grail by Charlie Lovett. It's a historical fiction about, it's completely fiction. It pulls from like the Arthur legends and the Holy Grail, and it's a little bit of a romance, but not a terrible romance. Like, it's not like nasty romance. There's a love story, but it's not gross. This was a really good book. I enjoyed it. It was a really quick read because it's short. But I tried to read Jane Eyre. All you classic lovers, please don't hate me. I couldn't read Jane Eyre. But the next book I actually read was The Gown, and this is another historical fiction about Princess Elizabeth, who's now the Queen of England. It was about the seamstresses the embroiderers who worked on her wedding gown. It was a story about them set like after World War II ended. This is just a really good story about friendship and again, resilience. It's a war story, so this one was really good. I really liked this one. That book, actually, The Gown, was my last pre-2020 unread book. So what I mean by that is, when I started out 2020, one of my huge goals was to read or get rid of all of the books I had purchased before 2020 started. And I looked the other day, and I had 64 books when 2020 started that I needed to either read or get rid of. And you know how it is when you like set a TBR and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna read all these books, and then like halfway through whatever, you're like, never mind, I don't want to read any of these books, I'm reading something else. So this is a huge accomplishment for me. I get to read all of my new books I bought this year. I have nothing from before 2020 holding me back or glaring at me from the shelves to keep me from reading new books, which is, it's really exciting. It's really freeing. If you're one of those people that have like 300 unread books on your bookshelves, go you. I can't. It stresses me out because I'm never going to be able to read them all. And I'm probably not even going to be interested in reading them all because our reading tastes change so much. So that's my last 2020 or pre-2020 unread book. All done. This is going to be my 4th book. By the time this is up, I'll have finished it. This is like my bajillionth reread of Eragon. And Fake Crate's hosting a read-along of it right now. And I just was like, why not? I might as well just read it. So yeah, I can't even remember how many times. The 6th time I'm reading it. I still like it. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. This book got me started with reading, like falling in love with it. Eragon is the book that made me fall in love with reading, so it's very special to me. My August wrap up, I read 4 books. I DNF'd 2, and I guess now I'll go ahead and do the haul. I don't have anything that I hauled in August because I pre-ordered a lot of things. Didn't get any new bookish merch in August. So I'll just show the stuff that I got in July. The first thing I'm going to show is my Wiccan Fable haul, because that's where most of it's from. The first thing I got is this We Know Me Here Night Court. It's a pin and a keychain. Like, it's a pin, but it could also be a keychain. I just have it hanging up with my other pin banners. And it's a spinner pin. So winnow me to the spring court, winnow me to day court. It's just, it's fun. And I love it's sparkly in the middle. It's a super pretty pin. It's huge. Like, okay, my hands are small, but this is a huge pin. It's probably 4 inches across, I think, from here to here. Really pretty. The rest of the stuff I got from Wiccan Fable is actually from their box themed on Illuminae Files and Aurora Rising, because Aurora Burning was coming out. That's a quote from Ezra to Katie from the Illuminae Files. Their pins are just, they're beautiful. They're so worth the money. So there's that one. And this box came with 2 pins. The other one is from Aurora Rising, sorry. And it says, "You shine brighter than any constellation in the sky." And that is what Cal said to Ori. They're so cute. This pen, guys, I love the pastel. So pretty. Those are from Wiccan Fable. And also in that box, I got some candles. Squad 312. They don't say what they smell like, but I burned this one, so now I can't tell. Sweet. It smells sweet. This one says, "Error for our favorite psychopathic AI." I don't know what that one smells like either. I can't tell after I burn them what they smell like. This one says Aurora Academy. That one smells like candy. It definitely smells like candy, cotton candy or something. And all of their candles come with glitter. They have glitter in them, so when you burn them, you see the glitter. Ooh, ooh. That one is a Heimdall, and that actually says jasmine, frosted musk, and citrus. It's very strong. It's not my favorite. It'll get burnt at some point because I burn my candles, but... And then not the last thing, but the last thing I have to show you from that box is this. It's a quote by Aiden from Illuminae, the first book in the trilogy, and it's actually, oh, you can't tell. It's a light box. Can you see the planets look brighter? The planets light up, like there's a light inside of it at night. Maybe I'll try to take a picture of it at night so you can see what it looks like, but it's really pretty. I need to hang it up in my nerd space in my room. Okay, so that's all of the stuff I got from Wiccan Fable. The last thing I have to show you is a print from WikiWick Candle Co. on Etsy, and it's my baby. It's Rune. He is my favorite. I love him so much. He's just so pretty. Beautiful. And this artwork is by Gemlin Creations. It was just the shop she worked with to sell it was WikiWick Candle Co. and that's on Etsy, and I'll link that, and I'll link Gemlin's Instagram page too. So yeah, that's my haul from July because I haven't gotten anything for August. So next I'm gonna talk about my September TBR. So what I did to pick out these books is I have all of the titles on slips of paper in a jar, and I literally let my 7-year-old pick 5 books from the jar, and then that's my TBR. And he picked some pretty great books. I'm really excited to read a lot of these. So, of course, the first one on the list I have way at the bottom of my stack. We're just gonna go randomly because these are gonna get read randomly. So, Serpent Dove. I'm actually buddy reading this with my friend Brianna from Instagram. We'll tag her her Bookstagram profile down below too. And neither one of us have read this, and we both want to, so we decided we're going to read it together, and I'm really excited because this book has so much hype, and there's also cinnamon rolls, so I'm excited for that. The next one he picked out is Angel Mage. I know nothing about this book. I love Garth Nix. I was so excited when I found out he was writing another book, and I'm really excited to read this one. I know nothing about it though. I have no idea what it's about. I'll find out. Then next I have Aurora Burning, and I've been putting this one off, like, because I know it's going to hurt me. It's gonna hurt me so bad. But look at my babies on the cover. I love Cal. He's my favorite space elf. He's just the best. The next book I have is The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. And I read The City of Brass. I always get these titles super confused. I read The City of Brass back at like the beginning of COVID craziness, and I loved it. I did not like the last sentence of the epilogue because it felt like a cheap, well, now you have to read the second book because now you gotta find out what's going on, and I'm like, you could just not. Anyways, aside from that, I loved City of Brass. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. The banter between the two main characters was hilarious, and it was just, I loved it so much. So this is the second one. I am super, super excited to read it. Also a little hesitant, hoping there's no tricks up the author's sleeve in this one, trying to trick me into reading the books. I mean, I was already going to read this one before I read the epilogue of The City of Brass, and then if you've read it and you thought it was great, fine, but if you read it and you're also like, yeah, that was kind of lame, like, it just felt like a cheap trick to me. Like, I already had enough interest in the story to want to continue it, and then that happens. I can't say what it is because it's super spoilery. Like, if I say this, then you will not need to read City of Brass. Next, I have Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. Again, I know nothing about this book other than I love the cover, and I had no idea it existed until the sequel released a few months ago, and I wanted this cover, so I had to pay a lot of money for it. Anyways, it's blurred by Brandon Sanderson. I love Brandon Sanderson. At least I like his YA sci-fis, Skyward and Starsight. I like those. I don't really care for his other stuff, but I'm excited to read this one. Literally know nothing about it, but I really like the cover. I like the cover a lot. This is why I buy books, because their covers are pretty. The other one he picked is The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. I am so excited to read this one. It's a retelling of Les Mis, I can gather. It's YA, I think. I've been told it's YA. But I'm very excited to read it. I have no idea what it's about. Other than, you know, like what it says. Liberty, family, treachery. Like, yes please, sign me up for all of that. This copy of this book is just gorgeous. I got this one from Waterstones. I have no idea if it's still available or not. Okay, the last book, this is going to be on every TBR until the end of the year because I'm finishing this year. This is another one of those pre-2020 books that I bought. I got it for like $8 at Barnes & Noble, and I've always wanted to read the Illiad The Odyssey, and I'm reading it this year. Like, by the end of 2020, I will have read it. I'm not very far into it. It's shockingly not that hard to read. But I gotta read a book a day, chapter a day. But I have to read a book a day to finish it in time. So, oh yeah, I forgot. This was another thing that was in that Wiccan Fable Aurora Rising Illuminae box. It's a bookmark. It's so pretty. I think they're starting to do these like a regular thing because I bought their 9th house monthly pin and bookmark, and I'm thinking the bookmark is the same style, and I'm really excited about that. I love 9th house. So that's my last, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm gonna be reading in September. Hopefully my brain will also stay on task. If you guys like this setup, different way of filming, let me know. If you would rather stare at my face while I talk, that's fine too. I just wanted to try something different because I feel like doing the same thing all the time can get really tedious and boring. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you plan on reading, or if you read any of the books that are on my list, if you like them or not. I will see you guys in another video. Bye.